Hey guys, welcome to day 5 of chapter 1.5. Today we're going to be adding and subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. So this time, as you see in our examples below, that we are going to have two denominators that are not the same. So we're going to have to go ahead and work through that and make sure that we get them to the same denominator before we add and subtract. So you're going to see the success criteria up here at the top, like always, with the abbreviated lessons here. There's nothing at the bottom, but go ahead and use that success criteria at the top to kind of reference what you do and do not need to work on. Here, for example 1, you see the steps. So first, we're going to use equivalent fractions to write fractions with a common denominator. Then we're going to find the sum, and then we're going to simplify if we can. So with all of these, you're going to want to simplify. Even if it's not in the directions, you're going to want to simplify as much as possible. So first here, we see that we have 1/4 plus 3/8. And we're going to think about a multiple that we have in common here to find an equivalent fraction that would give us a common denominator. So with this, I know it can be a little confusing. Some teachers in 5th grade may have taught you to look at both of your denominators and write out the multiples. So multiples would be like if I wrote 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, etc. Those are all multiples. And then 8 would be 8, 16, 24, blah, 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 right? You keep going. Okay, but what we should notice is that 4 here can go into 8. So since 4 can go into 8, 8 is actually going to be a common denominator that we can use. So rather than writing out all the multiples and taking all the time to do that, which if you did it that way, you would also be able to see that 8 is a common multiple that we could use. I'm going to go ahead and just use 8 here, and I'm going to make 1/4 into something over 8. So 4 goes into 8 how many times? Well, 4 times 2 gives me 8. So whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. So I'm going to also multiply by 2 up top. 1 times 2 is 2. And these are going to be equivalent fractions. So 1/4 and 2/8 are equivalent. I'm going to then plug in my 2/8 into where I see my 1/4 in the problem, and I'm going to rewrite. So 2/8 plus 3/8 equals, well, let's find out. So now that I have 8 as the common denominator, I'm going to add my numerators. 2 plus 3 is 5. 8 is my denominator. I do not add my denominators. My denominator stays the same. And then, like I said in the directions, we're going to simplify if we can. Here, I cannot simplify. 5 and 8 do not have any factors in common, so 5/8 is going to be my answer. For example 1b, we have 7/8 and 1/6. Well, I don't, like 6 can't go into 8 and 8 can't go into 6, so I don't have anything right here that I'm looking at that would be common. But I do know that 8 goes into 24 and 6 goes into 24. So I could use 24 as a common denominator. If you didn't think through that, you could have just multiplied these together and then 8 times 6 and got 48. 48 is another common multiple that they have to where you could do that. I'm going to use 24 here because 24 is another common multiple that they have. But this time I'm changing both fractions, so I'm going to write both out. So 7/8 equals something over 24. Well, in order to get from 8 to 24, I'm multiplying by 3. Whatever I do to the bottom, I must do to the top. 7 times 3 is 21. So 21/24 is an equivalent fraction for 7/8. Here, I'm multiplying by 4. So I need to multiply by 4 on the top. 1 times 4 is 4. And then I'm going to go ahead and rewrite. So I have 21/24 plus 4/24, which gives me 25/24. And this can be simplified.